This video is on how I tie the Mackie Fly. This is a fly that I use when in the Gulf in targeting Spanish mackerel during the fall season. It is simple with only 3 parts to the recipe. I didn't want anything complicated because you will lose a few of these when targeting mackerel and other toothy critters. Using a long shanked hook helps to protect the tippet when fly fishing, as you will see.
Okay, this video is about tying a fly that will hold up to mackerel. So we're going to call this a Mackie Fly. So what I've got like a long shanked hook here, as you can see, and it's a hook made by Partridge, and it is a universal predator 1/0 hook. But the nice thing that you can see, it's this nice long shank. So what we're going to do, we're going to put that in the vise like this. Gonna go ahead and start wrapping. I just use a mono thread. You can use any thread that you want. This fly is mainly going to be white, so I'm gonna tie a bump here, tie a bump here. Good. And we're gonna go ahead and cut that. And I'm going to tie in some eyes. The eyes that I have right here are just some bee chain eyes, large bee chain eyes. We'll tie that in between the 2 bumps. I'll do 3 wraps both ways. I'll position it. I'll put a drop of super glue in there. And this is a super glue gel. It's really great, really awesome to use. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and use that gel and then we're going to do some helicopter wraps. Oop, if I can get it right. And this is just to kind of cinch down your eyes. That's about it. Go up front a little bit, then back. And then we're going to use this Flycraft fur in white. Okay, I'm gonna trim off this last little bit that I got here. Good. And take out kind of this under fur thicky stuff. Okay, I'm gonna take the long area, kind of combine it in, so I have like a thicker, more even tail. I'm gonna cut that. Okay, and then we're going to tie this in. A couple of wraps there. Tie this into the back. Use some spit to make it skinnier. And the other thing I like to do, I like to use a little bit of monofilament here. And I'm going to cut that. And use that monofilament. Kind of wrap it around like this to keep the tail in line. Okay, so we can go ahead and cinch that down a little bit. So I got lucky enough there. Looks like I did. Good. So that's going to keep the tail there, and it's going to keep it from fouling on the hook there. Okay, we're going to trim this. Good. It's a very simple fly. You're going to see. You're going to like it. And then the next thing I have is a 3-inch brush. Okay, 3-inch brush. It's in white. I'm going to trim off some of this wire here. I'm going to tie in the wire. Probably take about 4 or 5 wraps. I'm going to lock this down behind the eye. Good. I'm going to bring this over. Key thing is to brush everything kind of back as best as you can, like that. And we're going to use a knit brush in a little bit to comb everything back even further and get everything out from underneath the wraps and everything. So I'll show you that in a sec. Okay, so that's pretty good. We don't need anything too fancy. We don't want to take too much time tying this fly because you'll lose them, even though you tied to have like a nice shank to take place of the wire. That does give you some safety, but still you'll lose a fly. I lost a few, even though I've tied them up like this. That wire I'm going to bend back a little bit. Get this out of the way. Wire I'm going to bend back a little bit, and I'm going to go over the top. Kind of cinch it down so that that wire's not hanging off and it's not going to cut my line or anything like that. Take all these fibers and pull them back. Okay, good. And then we're going to go ahead and finish this up. I usually do one turn. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go ahead and cinch that down. And trim that. Good. Gonna get our hair. And very simple fly. We are pretty much done. We're gonna just get this hair back, brush it back with this knit comb. I found that this knit comb is nice because it's nice and stiff. And good. You can see it just looks like a nice white fly. We're going to put a little bit of head cement on here. The head cement is basically like a UV kind of coating. I like to put a little bit in the eye so that you don't get that whistling as you use your fly and throw your fly. If you leave these eyelets open, then you actually get a whistling sound when you toss your fly. It's a little bit weird, so. Alright, we're gonna zap it up with the light. Good. If you want to, you could taper it a little bit, like here. These fibers are a little bit long, so we're gonna cut them. Cut that, taper it a little bit on this side. Doesn't look like it needs much tapering, and that's the finished fly. Easy, tie it in minutes, and hopefully this shank will keep you from getting bitten off.
So these are a couple of the mackerel that I caught using the Mackie Fly. I'll be using it a lot more as the action heats up during the fall. Tight lines, everyone.